Hi, this is David here at Highland Camper Fans, and welcome to this handover video for this VW California Ocean. In this video, we're going to take you around the key features and operations of the vehicle to help you get all settled for your first few adventures away. Now, I do recommend that you either bookmark this video or download it to your device for later, and that way there you have it as a handy reference for when you're out about in the field. Now, I do hope you enjoy the video, so sit back, enjoy, and I will see you at the other end. Down along the passenger side of your California, you are going to find your freshwater fill, which you need the habitation key here to unscrew, and that will then allow you to put in fresh water into your vehicle. Next to that, you are going to find your electric hookup point, which is just located here, and this will allow you then to hook the van up to either a home circuit or a campsite circuit, wherever you are, to allow you to use electrical pass-through. Don't forget, when you're closing the flap, to make sure this is clicked shut, otherwise what will happen, it will flap about when you're driving down the road. So let's take a look at the kitchen unit inside your California. So you've got your two gas burners and you have your wash basin sink just here. So gas first. So before using the gas, you do need to make sure that you have turned the bottle on at the back of the van. We'll cover that in a different part of this video. And just under the cupboard just here, there is the gas isolation tap. You want to make sure that is in line with the pipe to allow the gas to flow through. So when you're ready, it's a case of putting the gas burner on, and that's one lit. Hold it down for a few seconds, let the thermal coupling go. Then the second one, and that's the second one lit there for as well. And then you can adjust the gas flow by using the little twiddly knobs, and then once you're done, just turn the wheel around to turn the gas system back off again. There is a sparker on here, but I'm a big fan of the self-igniter. Onto your sink. Now, for using the sink, you do obviously need to make sure there's fresh water in the tank and that the valve system are closed to allow the water to move through. And it's just a simple case of just opening the faucet control to allow the water to flow through. And the more you flow it, the faster the water will come, just like your tap at home. Once you're done, it's just a case of closing the tap down. And then when you want to shut the unit down itself, is tuck the tap in. I'm going to put the basin back in first. Tuck the tap down. Make sure that these are cooled. You don't want to bring the glass down when this is still hot. So if you have been cooking on these rings, give it about 10 minutes and let this cool down first. And it's just a case of shutting the glass down like so. And that covers our kitchen unit and wash unit. Next in this video, let's have a look at the waste tap location for the waste tank and the gas isolation tap for supplying gas supply to the hob ring. So we are looking at the kitchen cupboard in your van, and everything is located on this side. So let's open this cupboard up. Okay, so first things first is the gas isolation tap. That is tucked just under. There it is there. That's the little red tap just here. And you want it in line with the pipe to allow the gas to flow through. If you're traveling, I recommend that you rotate it 90 degrees, like so, as you can see here on the sticker. And that there isolates the gas through to the hob ring. Okay, so while we're here, lower down, okay, you are going to see this little red tap down there. That's it here. That is the drain valve for your waste tank. Okay, so that you just flip to lock and close the tap or to drain the water through. It is indicated here, so that would be, that's it closed, and that there is it open to allow the water to exit out of the tank itself, as it were. So you want to drain down your van during the winter time. You do need to make sure you empty out your waste tank just here. I will show you in another part of this video how you do the fresh tank drain. Your California has a cool box refrigerator, which is located at the very back next door to the kitchen unit, and it's under this little access flap just here. So the fridge unit is controlled by the habitation control panel, which is located at the front of the van. So let's take a look at that. So here's the habitation control. So to turn the fridge on, it's a simple case that we turn the system on, and then we go into the menu, and then you can pick your refrigerator box just there. Or the other option is there is a single button press for it. So let me just fire this back up again, and I will show you on your single button press. And that's this here. This tap in here will change the refrigeration box mode on and off. So that turns the fridge box on. And when you get the retro screen come back up again, that means that the refrigerator unit is now on. Okay, and that turns the fridge box on. To turn it off, it's just a case of turn the button off, and that will then turn the fridge system off. Now, I recommend that if you are winterizing your van, that you do make sure that the fridge circuit is switched off. And it's not a bad idea just to either put a little cloth just to stop this from fully closing. It allows the fridge unit to ventilate, just stops any mildew getting inside your cool box. The location of the gas locker and the freshwater drain is in the back of the van on the passenger side in this rear cupboard. Now I've gone ahead and removed the shelf just here, just so we can see that, and I've also removed the screw off lid for the gas system. So down there you can see that you have a gap gas style gas bottle, which is connected by your regulator, and it has a single tap on top, and that's just a case of turn it to the right to close it and turn it to left to open up the gas. Now for traveling purposes, I always recommend that you switch the gas supply off. It's just a matter of prudence, just to make sure everything's all nice and safe inside the van. And then this just here will just sit on top and screws into place. Once I get it mounted, it's always trouble when you're trying to do this one-handed, and that then locks it into place. The drain valve for the fresh tank is located to the side. There's a little red leather just there. That just pulls to the side, and that will then action the drain for your van, and you'll see water drain from underneath just here. And that there covers our gas and fresh water tank. Located in the same locker as the gas bottle and your fresh water drain, you are going to see these two little RDC switches. Now, these here help isolate the electrical circuits of your van. Now, as part of winterization, you might decide to isolate the leisure battery circuits just to help reduce any battery consumption. In the boot of your California, if you look under the bench seat, you're going to see this black box hiding down the back here. That black box there is where your spare toolkit jack is located. To get at it, you just undo the two screw heads on either side, and the box will then release from the back of the seat. And that will then give you access to the spare wheel, and the spare wheel itself is actually located under the van, just under here. The California Ocean is equipped with a diesel heater, and that can be accessed via your habitation control panel with this button just here, or if you prefer, you can use the remote control key that comes with the van to operate the heater. So to turn the heater on, we're going to press the button here, and that will then wake up the system, and we tap it again, and then we can then select our temperature level like so for the heater unit itself. And that will then fire the heater. You'll know the heater's on because you'll see this symbol is now lit, and you'll see this symbol on the habitation control system itself. After a few moments, you will hear a little bit of noise come through the ventilation system inside the vehicle as the diesel heater does its work. When you are finished using the heater system, you can turn it off by simply again using the remote control or pressing the button here to make this symbol disappear. That's the symbol now disappeared. What you may find though is that you'll hear the diesel heater system continue to operate. What it's doing, it's winding the system down and just venting out the last of the exhaust. So it's quite common for it to operate for a few more minutes after you've turned the button off. Next, we're going to have a look at raising and lowering the roof on your Ocean California. In this particular van is an electric operation. First things first, you do need to make sure that the ignition is running. So I'm going to put the ignition on just now. So that's the ignition running. And as part of this operation, I recommend that you have a door or a window open. Now I have a door open at the moment, so we are safe to do this. So first things first, what you will need to do is you will need to slide this blind back right over your head, all the way back into its hold position just here. We'll just turn the fan down. So next step is we need to wake up the control panel. So let's turn the control panel on. And then we need to go into the menu control by pressing this button here and then selecting this up and down until we have pop up roof. There we go, press the button again. And then we select open and we hold the button down as we do this operation. So keep your finger on the button and the roof will start to raise. So the roof will go on up by itself. And I said I'm keeping my finger on the button while I'm doing this. Don't let go, or the roof operation will stop. And what you're listening for is a change in note. There we go. Let go of the button. And that there is the roof now fully opened up. So to close the roof, all we do here is we reverse the process. Now again, you're going to need to make sure the ignition's running. You're going to need to have a window open or a door open just to allow any billowing to avoid happening when the roof is coming down. So we're going to go into our menu. I'm just going to come back out and do this from the start. So we're going to get into our menu, press the button, select pop-up roof, and now we're going to pick close. Now what will happen is about a few moments in, the van will ask us to make sure we have done a couple of checks. I'll show you that when that happens. So let's hold the button down. The roof will now start retracting. And there's the bolt. So what the system is asking us is, have we put the roof bed down and have we got something open? So the roof bed is this here. You want to make sure this is in the lowered position first. This is pushed all the way back, and that you do have either a window open or a door open. In this case here, I have the rear door open at the moment to allow any billowing to not affect the roof operation. So once we make sure that is all functioning, we just continue the operation. So press and hold the button down. The roof will now continue to retract. So again, we're listening for the change of note as the roof comes down. There's the change of note. We let go of the button, and that is now the roof retracted, and it's just a case of closing the blind, and then we are then ready to set off. Let's take a look at how to put the lower bed down in your VW California. The first things first, you're going to want to make sure that this bench here is slid all the way forwards. Easy way to do that is to sit on the middle seat, pull the leather, and just use your bum and weight just to bring the seat forward. So next step is you need to load the head restraints. There are little buttons just below the head restraints which you press and then just push the head restraints back as far as they will go, and that then locks them out of the way. Next step is you need to retract this little toggle lever which is hidden behind the seatbelt buckles. Give it a little pull and then just gently lower the seat back down to its flat position like so, and then grab your mattress cushion and just fold that out, and that then makes your lower bed. So to retract the bed, we just do this in the reverse process. Fold away your lower mattress, pull the toggle lever and gently raise the bed up like so. Then retrieve the head restraints, just push them up and they will click back into position. 1 and 2, and then to return the seat back to position, again, I find it easier to sit on the seat in the middle, pull the leather, and just use my own body weight to gently push the seat back where I'd like it to go. And that there is the bed in your California. So that was the Handover video for the VW California. I hope you guys find it helpful and it gets you all settled ready for your first few adventures out and about in your new van. Now, don't forget, myself and the rest of the crew here at Highland Camper Vans are always on hand in case you need a little bit of help or just need some general advice. All that's left for me to say is enjoy your van and have many happy miles motoring and making great new memories and adventures. That's me. Bye for now.